Welcome back everybody to a wonderful episode of Talk is Cheap. My name is Giovanni Mentor, and we have the great Mr. Kyle Schilling-Ford and the great Mr. Ludolph McLaughlin. So we're bringing to you guys a special segment again today, and it's Real Talk, Cheap Talk. So you know how that goes. We're going to pop out the questions, and our analysts here are going to give us their feedback to whether it's real talk or if it's cheap talk. So without further ado, we're going to go to the first question, first statement, which is, Westbrook is hurting KD's chances of winning the finals. Is that cheap talk or real talk? We'll start that off with, I guess, Kyle. Go ahead, Kyle.
Well, hurting KD, I don't see him hurting KD. What he has to do now in order for him to win the finals is average about 8 to 10 assists in the finals. He can probably get up to 20 points as well in the finals. But I think that's cheap talk because I don't think he's hurting KD. No one can hurt KD right now, not even LeBron James. So right now, cheap talk, KD, Westbrook, keep doing your thing.
So, I mean, even with the 3 games that he did come back straight back-to-back losses, you don't think that...
No, that was him trying to get back into what KD established. You know, KD now has to adjust along with Westbrook. But look at them, the last game, they won the last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. So right now they're rolling, and they're getting back to how they was last season, but even better.
Okay, Ludolph, what you got for me? Real talk, cheap talk.
This is obviously cheap talk.
Okay.
Of course, KD. He needs a sidekick. Everybody needs a sidekick. His sidekick is Westbrook. They've grown together. They've been drafted in back-to-back drafts. Both of them progressed nicely. They're both great players. Both bring something to the table that the other needs. Westbrook is that aggressive style. KD is that calm, cool, and collected star that's gonna kill you. So they both bring together. They need each other. That's cheap talk.
Okay,
you saw the way how he said, obviously, like he would disagree with me. Like
he was fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there. Okay. So we got the next question / statement for you guys, and this one's very interesting. Now, Demarcus Cousins deserves the suspension and the $20,000 fine for his outburst. Cheap talk or real talk? So
this is more, I'm gonna say, of course, real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. Demarcus Cousins, what were you thinking? Why did you go out there and do that to your team? He's known for his suspensions. He knows for being a troublemaker, and he was improving on it this year. And then he got pushed over the limit again. So the question is now, will he ever be able to be a leader for a team, that star for a team? He's a great player, but can he be a great leader? He deserves it, 100%, 110%.
And even with that, Ludolph, I mean, right now, this was his 14th and 15th technical foul of the season so far.
That's regular to him.
He's had a track of history even since high school,
Right.
you know, and even on to college ball, you know, having problems with technical fouls. So
he's got to suffer the consequences.
Well,
Kyle?
Ludolph is right. It's real talk, and that was a low blow in his season because he was playing at the top of his career right now. You know, averaging I think 23 points per game. You know, and he was actually one of the best big men in the league. You know, underrated to be exact. So, but he did deserve the suspension and the fee, $20,000. It should have been more to me. Come on, you can't go out and be punching people like that the way you're supposed to be leading the team, you know. So he deserved it well, and he got what he deserved. If you can't pay the time, do the crime, something like that.
Never be. If you don't want to pay the time, don't do the crime.
I think that was wrong too.
That was wrong too.
That's how it goes.
Mine was even better, but you know he did deserve it.
Google it.
Real talk.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so we're moving on to the next one. So, this one's very interesting too. The Heat and OKC will be, I said will be, in the finals. Is this cheap talk or is this real talk? I already see you throwing in.
Yeah, so I want to see what he got to say first because I want to rebuttal on what he has to say.
Oh, well, you can rebut all you want, but this is what will happen. All right, so this is cheap talk. The Heat will be there, but not OKC. OKC will be taken out in the Western Conference Finals by Steph Curry and the boys, the Splash Brothers, the Beast from the West, Golden State Warriors. This will be one of the best finals that we've seen in the past few years. No one wants to see that repeat of KD getting shown off getting shown out by LeBron, and LeBron showing who's the best player in the world over and over again. Nobody wants to see that again. We're ready to see something new, and Steph Curry and the boys are going to come in and make it one of the best finals that we've seen in a while. Almost as maybe close to even better than the epic one we seen last year. So that's my prediction. No OKC.
Interesting.
My decision is the opposite of Ludov's Jamaican dollars, and that's real talk. And this is real talk because you can't tell me that KD's not hungry for a ring, just how LeBron was a few years ago when he lost against Dirk and Dallas back in 2011. So you can't say he's not hungry now. So this is KD's turn, which LeBron was on. So this got to be realer than anything else. So picture this: LeBron versus KD once again in a rematch. Excuse me. LeBron versus KD in a rematch. You gotta like that. The best versus the best. MVP already in the season. Why not put it in the finals? So you cannot tell me the Splash Brothers. Yeah, they're cute.
They're cute.
But they're not gonna attract a lot of viewers than KD and LeBron. So it gotta be real talk, and they should be in the finals. So real talk.
Ooh. Okay. All right, so now with this next question, we have a lot of big talks about the MVP player for the season, who's outshowing, but there's a couple people we are leaving out, and I think should get some recognition. So with this question / statement is, Kevin Love should be MVP bound. So, Ludov, real talk or cheap talk?
This one is kind of iffy, but I'm gonna go cheap talk, only because his team is not where it needs to be for him to be in the MVP discussion. He's a great player. He's putting up tremendous numbers, and he's carrying his team. He's leading his team. He's not acting a fool on the court. He's doing a lot of good things in the community. People know him. He has a lot of endorsements. He's doing everything that you would like from an MVP player to have and to do. But his team is just not playing up to that extreme level to where it needs to be for him to be in the talk. But he's a great player. But his team has to grow a little more and become better for him to be in the discussion or even get the award at this time. So right now, he's not MVP now.
So are you saying that, I guess, the title of the MVP of the player reflects, I guess, the effectiveness of the team then?
True.
Yes, it does have, your team's play does have something to do with you being MVP. You can't be the best, you cannot be MVP and your team is last in the league. That means you're just, that makes you look selfish. It's like you're not doing anything but providing for yourself. But if your team is up there and you're playing well, then you can be an MVP.
Okay. Kyle, what you got from me?
Well, this one sounds a little bit iffy, but I'm going with real talk. Real talk. And he should be MVP bound. Yes, I know his team is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They got Ricky Rubio and Brewer and Martin now, but that shouldn't exclude him, at least from the discussion. He should be in the discussion. It should be probably a threat. Let's call it a threat for now.
Okay.
A threat, because what if the Wolves turn it around? Then you don't want to just put him back, put him into the race just like that. You have to make it seem like he was coming, rolling along. So I think he should be MVP bound. And just like Kanye says, bound. Kevin Love.
All right, Kevin Love, you heard it here. All right. So we have the last but not least question / statement, excuse me, and that is Goran Dragic, most improved player this season. Is the Dragon the most improved player this season?
Well,
you want to take this one first?
That's real talk. He has to be the most improved player this year. Why? Because once he got a new nickname, the Dragon. You don't get the Dragon. You don't get a nickname like the Dragon for no reason.
True.
You have to be doing something impressive, and he is. He's averaging 20 points, 51% from the field, 41% from the three-point line, and he's carrying the Suns, who are 7th in the West. That's a hard division, a hard conference to be exact, and you know how hard it is to fight your way through the West. And to see that there's 7, nobody even thought that they would have been in the 1 to 10 range. They probably would have been low, trying to probably get a draft pick by now, But they added Gerald Green. Well, they kept Gerald Green to be exact, and they had the Morris brothers. But he is leading that team like no one can. And when he came with Steve Nash, he didn't have the confidence that he could probably take over the team when Steve Nash left, but he is doing it. This is a big jump from last season, averaging 14 points to 20 points. Field goal is phenomenal, 51%. He has to be the best, the most improved player this season. Real talk. The Dragon. Unleash the Dragon. Gio.
Okay. Let me go into my little bag of tricks for this one. Goran Dragic, number 1. He is the most improved player this season. Goran Dragic.
What was that?
Goran Dragic is the most.
He went into his trick bag.
Wasn't it a Bobcat?
Dragic is the most improved player this season. As you said, you brought out the stats. Yes, he's playing good ball. He's carrying the team. Dragic is. There's no player that has really boosted their level of play from one season up to another season this year more than Dragic. He's playing very good ball.
Excuse me, I have a question for you. What was that prop?
Number 1, go ahead, Dragic.
I know, but
wasn't that
that was a box.
Dragic.
Can I borrow it, please?
Dragic,
Can I borrow
most
it?
improved.
Can I borrow it?
You can't borrow this. This is for Goran Dragic.
That is not Goran Dragic.
This
number
is
1.
Goran
It's a
Dragic.
Bobcat. Can you
This
not?
is Goran Dragic. That's number 1.
Excuse me.
Goran Dragic.
This is where we go through guys.
He's correct, but the way your delivery was just
the trick bag. I'm like,
it's unorganized, but you know he is right. I have to, when I agree with him, I have to, let him come to my side. But I don't know what that was, but keep that back in your bag, please. All right.
Bag of tricks. This guy.
Stick a fork in that bag of tricks.
Alright guys, so you heard it here. That was our Real Talk, Cheap Talk segment for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys have any comments, anything you want to rebuttal based on what you heard today, then go ahead and do so on the link above the video. And make sure to check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on Twitter. And don't forget to check us on our YouTube page. Fellas, do you guys have anything else?
Yes, I have one shout out.
Always had. I'm gonna stop saying it because Kyle always set me up.
No, but I want to end the show on a good note. And I have a shout out, not a shout out, but a little challenge to Joeville Adams, Xavier's True Celtic Adams. He's on Facebook, and he made a statement that John Wall is better than Kyrie Irving. I'm coming home in the summer to the Virgin Islands, and I hope you're there. We're going to have this discussion, and we're going to put it on Talk is Cheap. And I hope you're ready to debate. Joeville Adams.
My last thing to say is congrats to Allen Iverson. He finally got his banner raised.
Yep.
I wish we were by.
Well, alright guys, have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the show.